you to what is going on. Welcome, Eastern Michigan University family, to another episode of Welcome Back. My name is Taquanda from the Division of Communications. Thanks for joining us today. We have an opportunity to talk EMU safe with our good friend Becky over at Housing and our amazing friend Sierra over at Dining, and get to answer all of your wonderful questions concerning housing and dining and in person, coming back in person. So we are really excited about this. Please forgive us if you hear any technical difficulties or any background noise. Again, we are still working remotely as well as working in the office. So you'll tend to hear a few things, but we thank you for joining us today. Again, if you are just logging on, my name is Taquanda from the Division of Communications, and we are talking all things EMU Safe. Welcome back edition with Becky from Housing and Sierra from Dining. What up, though, y'all? I'm so glad to see you guys.
Hi.
Hey. So I know that we've been talking offline and even in the backstage about some of the things that are going on as far as in person is concerned. So I do want to do a disclaimer. If your questions today are not in conjunction with the subject that we're talking about today, which is dining and housing, we do ask that you please refrain from asking those questions. But you can drop them in the comment box. We'll get to them a little bit later. And then also, if you have anything that you want to share with us, burning questions, go on ahead and hit us up at social_media@emich.edu. Again, that email address is social_media@emich.edu. And we can make sure that we answer all of your questions. So if you're chiming in through Facebook or you're looking at YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on YouTube, hit the share button on Facebook, and let everybody know that we're live right now. So without further ado, Becky, tell them a little bit about yourself.
All right. So I'm Becky Janes. I am the Assistant Director for Housing. So that means I oversee kind of all the behind the scenes stuff. So my team does assignments, facility stuff, keys, billing, IT, marketing. So all the behind the scenes stuff. So my team gets you ready to get here so that the Res Life team can make your experience wonderful.
Love it. Sierra, you're the new kid on the block over at Dining. Well, you've been around for a while. Some folks don't know, but you're in a new position. So tell all of our followers a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I actually been with Dining for a while now. Started off as an intern marketing coordinator, and now I'm the new marketing director. And so I'm in charge of everything marketing through Dining. That's promotions, LTO or limited time offers, events, all the fun stuff that makes, you know, things for students, even being at Eastern, even better. So that's what I'm in charge of.
Awesome. Good deal. So we're going to jump right into the questions. We know that there's a lot going on. There's so many different moving parts. And we want to make sure that everyone is safe, that all of their okay, and we're back, I think. All right, ladies, if you can give me a thumbs up to let me know if we are back. I'm sorry, we're having a little technical difficulties.
We can hear you. We just can't see you.
Okay. So we apologize for the technical difficulties that we are experiencing at this time. So if you are chiming in with us, please forgive us. Again, give me a thumbs up if you can see me, ladies. Can you see me? All right. So we're going to keep it going. Okay. So let's talk housing, Becky. So we're back on campus, right? So talk to us a little bit about like the moving in process. Like, is there anything that needs to be completed before they get here on Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, so make sure you're checking your EMISH email. So we have sent our first email, which is about mandatory testing before you arrive to campus. So regardless of your vaccination status, students have to have a COVID test. before they come to campus. So all the instructions on where to get a COVID test, how to register your test before you come. Once you've registered your test, you'll get an email that is kind of your COVID screening pass to campus. So to check in, you will need to have that COVID testing email. You'll have to do the daily COVID screening pass that all students have to do through the EMU Safe website. And also follow all of our COVID guidelines. You'll be receiving another email with all of the move-in details on top of that. So right now, those are your initial steps before moving in. So, yeah.
So Becky, let's talk a little bit about this vaccination and the deadline as far as living on campus is concerned.
Yep.
And I know that, we've had burning conversations as far as, in-house internally, and then we've had some other things, individuals, sending us messages and sharing their feedback concerning, vaccinations and things like that. And we first off want to make sure that everyone knows that we hear you and we have, voiced your concerns to the powers that be. But I want to talk a little bit about the deadline for students who are living on campus and them being vaccinated.
Yeah. So we, resent out the same email that the president sent out to all of our students. Essentially, students have until September 30th to get vaccinated. And then you will register your that you've been vaccinated through what we call like the EMU vaccination link. So all of that information has been sent out to the presidents, and more information will be continued to be sent out to students. There are some incentives. So if you get vaccinated sooner, you can get entered. It's the Vax to Win prizes, but September 30th is the requirement as of now.
Good deal. Yeah, I think a lot of people are worried about that, right? Like that's one of the main things that, we're hearing, and we want to make sure that everyone feels completely comfortable, understands and knows like, hey, your safety is our first and foremost concern. So like, when do people find out, like when they move in? I know that you talked about that email, and I'm pretty sure in that email it gives that. But isn't there a place on a website somewhere where people can
there is a very detailed move-in page. So on our website, under Living on Campus, there is a move-in page. Also under our parents section, there's a move-in page that will link you to the same information. It has all the information about a vaccination test or COVID testing, vaccination, everything you kind of need to know from us, from our end. And then it also will ask you if you're a first-year student, are you a returning student? Do you live in the apartments? Where do you live on campus? And then it'll give you your specific move-in time based on your floor assignment. So we're doing a phased move-in. So starting on Thursday, August 26th, just first-year students will be moving in. And we'll have a 9 a.m. to a 12 p.m. move-in time slot, and then we'll have a 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So you might be assigned to one of those times, or if you're also a first-year student, you might be assigned to 9 to noon on Friday, August 27th. That is the main times for first-year students to move in. And so with that, then it'll give you instructions for what you need for move-in on our website. So highly suggest checking out our website. But if you have specific questions for us, you can always email us at housing@emich.edu.
Good deal. So even with, and I want to make sure that I ask this question too. I'm not sure if it's pondering with other folks out there, but Eastern has an actual testing center on campus. Mm-hmm. So is that adequate for, for move-in? If somebody gets to the point where they're just like, oh, I forgot to take my test before, I got on campus, like, will that be open for individuals to go and take testing?
Yes, I believe so. Also, you can get a test anywhere. So we're not really telling you where you need to get a test, but yes, you can always go to the EMU testing center on campus.
Awesome. So I know that we talked about that, and also moving in, as I know, like when I was on campus, and some of you guys have, heard my story. I'm a two-time, alum. I stayed on, as I say, the yard, for 5 years, well, 4.5. So like, I stayed on campus and I knew about the whole moving in deal. But of course, you forget them items, those things that you thought that you had packed, and then your parents is like, nope, we got to go to Bed Bath and Beyond, or we need to go to Target. So talk to us a little bit about like that, right? So is it you're locked in once you move in because of, restrictions of any sort, or can they leave and go to the grocery store and get extra groceries to be, at the residence halls, or can they get groceries delivered as far
Yeah.
as, Instacart and everything else? So talk to us a little bit about that.
So multiple things. I will, first of all, you can have 2 moving guests helping you move in. We're not going to have, last year we had wristbands for moving guests. We won't have moving guests. So if you happen to have 4 family members, as long as you only have 2 in the building with you, the other 2 can hang out outside. You can have 2 guests at any time with you in the building. All your guests need to do is fill out the daily COVID screening pass that all faculty, staff, and guests have to do. If for some reason somebody in your family does not have a smartphone, we will have a way for them to sign in and do the COVID screening at our check-in. Next, yes, once you move in, you can come and go whenever you want. But again, you can only still have 2 people with you, but you can come and go. So you can move all your stuff in and then go to Target, go out to lunch, go to Walmart, go to Meijer, go to the grocery store, wherever you want to go, and come back. We don't really have any restrictions. Orientation will start for first year students at 3 p.m. on Friday. So until 3 p.m. on Friday, you're free to do whatever you want to do. Spend that time with your family. That's really important for a lot of students to really have that moment to say goodbye to their family and set up their room with them. Grocery delivery, yeah. I mean, I know students did a lot of Grubhub, DoorDash, Instacart, stuff like that. You just need to let them know your residence hall, and they will meet them at the door to get them. So they can't bring them to your actual room in the residence hall. They can bring them to the front door, and then you can grab them.
But I know that puts a lot of folks at ease, right? Like people are still feeling some type of way about going into, grocery stores and things like that or whatever. So knowing that, hey, I can go on ahead and do my Grubhub and my Instacart, and I am A-okay. So we talked a little bit about that.
Oh, we lost him. I can answer another question while we're waiting for Taquanda, if we are still live. So if you are a new student, you should order your Eagle One card. If you haven't ordered your Eagle One card yet, please do as soon as possible. If you have your Eagle One card, make sure you activate it before you arrive to campus. It's really important because that's what gets you access to your residence halls. It also is what your meal plan is loaded on, which Sierra is going to talk all about meal plans in a little bit, but you will want to activate that. If for some reason your Eagle One card hasn't come before you're leaving your house and moving to campus, just let the Student Business Services know, and they will have EMU temp cards waiting for you to get at the hall. So we will be able to direct you to get your Eagle One card, temporary Eagle One card, until your Eagle One card arrives. Another question was, can we get mail delivered to the halls now? Yes. So we have our full mail service and packages already being delivered. So go ahead if you're shipping like bedding or packages or anything you can't pack with you. If you're like flying in or you have limited space, yes, you can send stuff to the halls. Your hall address is going to be in our Guide to Campus Living, which is online, which you also should read because it has a ton of information for you. But essentially, it's your room number, your hall, Ypsilanti, Michigan, and then 48197. I don't know. Do you need to bring a shower rod or curtain? So both shower rods and curtains are provided in the residence hall room. Now, if you want a fancy shower curtain, feel free to bring your own shower curtain, or if you're in a suite, talk to your suite mates about who's bringing a shower curtain, or maybe you all want to go in together and buy one. But you will have a shower curtain. So there will be police on campus directing people during move-in on where you need to unload your cars. So you'll most likely be able to move into an unloading zone, unload your car, and then move your car to visitor parking. It is what we call a universal parking day, so they won't be ticketing parents' cars during opening. Why did housing no longer decide to provide cable? So we get this question a lot. We have found from a lot of information from our students and from our usage, students weren't really using cable that often. So we decided to no longer use cable. So we still have TVs in our main lounges with streaming and Wi-Fi, but we found that most of our students were using Wi-Fi and streaming devices and rarely using our cable. So that was from direct feedback from multiple years from our students. So unfortunately for the students that do like cable, we do apologize. We know that that is hard if you really enjoy, just turning the TV on and watching a show. But we highly recommend finding one of the great student deals on one of the multiple streaming sources you can use through Wi-Fi. There's no time limit this year on how long people can help you move in. We just suggest, you're in that 9 to noon time frame, if you can try to get everything loaded into your room during that time frame, so that doesn't really congest up the line. So that's a pretty big time frame to get your stuff into your room. And then after that, you can take as long as you want in your space, unloading and sorting through your stuff and setting up your space. We don't allow extension cords. So one of the questions was, are we allowed to have extension cords? We don't allow extension cords, but we do allow plug strips that have a surge protector. And you can find those plug strips that have surge protectors. Oh, nice. Thank you. Hi, Mandy. So, yes. So if you find one of the surge protectors that has a really long cord, that's really helpful, especially if your daughter is in a lofted bed and vest. You don't have to keep your beds lofted. Lofting just really kind of helps you create your own little nook and designate your space from their suite mates or their roommate space. So a lot of students like it because then it kind of frees up a little space in the room. But you don't have to. Students can get their beds unlofted. You just have to email us at housing@emich.edu and have your students request that they want their bed unlofted, and we can do it. You can also, students then, once their beds are unlofted, can bunk their beds in vest. So it's a good option if they'd like to do that. There's another question. So, will the common areas in the residence halls be available for students? Yes. All of our common rooms will be open, again, for student use. So they can hang out in the common areas, use the TVs. They can hook up gaming systems to the TVs and play with their friends. We'll have programs in there again. So yes, common areas will be open. We are just suggesting that students are still using face coverings regardless of, vaccination status, and are keeping that 3-foot distance just to help, follow COVID protocol in those spaces. Do you have another question? Ooh, is the rapid testing or antigen test? It's unclear on this site. So a rapid test is fine. It's just a standard COVID test. So a rapid test from CVS is absolutely fine. CVS, Walgreens, anywhere you want to go. Or you can even go to the Student Center testing and do a rapid test there as well. It does not need to be the antigen test. What was the other question? Oh, dining. Oh, this is a dining question. Yay, Sierra.
Yes, so we do offer to-go containers at the Commons, which is our Aussie container. This is a great alternative to be sustainable. in one of our dining halls, we do have options for you to just take your food to go and bring it back to your dorm or resident hall.
Hi, Bella. So if your roommate cannot come last minute, so say they cancel their contract or decide not to come to EMU or live on campus, most likely you will either be assigned another roommate, but it's like move-in day and they decide not to come, or really close to opening and there's no one that you know that you want to try to have move into your space. What you'll do is once you get there, we can always work with the hall staff to find a new roommate for you. If not, you might get a new roommate last minute, and if you're really don't know that roommate or unhappy with that roommate, you can talk to hall staff and we can figure out a new situation for you. So if that happens, just reach out to your hall staff. So that's your graduate hall director or your complex director for where you live, and they'll be able to help you. Welcome back.
Yeah, I absolutely love and appreciate you guys so much. So as everybody knows, we're still dealing with working from home and all of that. And just to be completely transparent, my power just went out. So we just switched right on over to our mobile devices. So thank you for being such accommodating. I see that we got some questions in over YouTube as well as Facebook at the time. So thanks for handling those. So do we have any more questions concerning housing, Becky? Is there anything else that they should know before we dive right into dining?
Yeah, so we get a few questions about laundry. So laundry facilities are in every building. They're $1.25 to wash and $1.25 to dry. Quarters, good thing to bring are a whole bunch of quarters. You can also download the Wash app on your phone to check your laundry through there, or if you have a laundry card, you can do that. So that's always a great thing. Again, if you need your bed unlofted or lofted, just email us at housing with what you're requesting, your room number, information like that. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I had a question about that laundry situation because I literally, when I was a student, I always, right before I left, my grandmother always gave me a roll of quarters. And she's like, here, and I'm like, thank you so much, because that right there breaks into your budget, right? So we need to know.
Right.
So let's get on over to Eagle One. Did we discuss Eagle One? I'm sorry, since we've been out. So we answered all questions concerning Eagle One because we've been getting some of those through, through Facebook and Instagram and such, because people are worried about those Eagle One cards. So I just want to make sure we are squared away concerning Eagle One when it comes to our incoming students.
We should be. So I'll just reiterate what I said again. So if you have your Eagle One card, make sure you activate it. If you are about to leave your home to come move in and you still haven't gotten your Eagle One card, that's okay. Student Business Service is already on top of it, and they're going to print temporary EMU cards, ID cards. It'll have your picture on it. It'll say temporary, and your meal plan and access will be loaded onto it. So you can get that when you move in. Just let us know. And then once your Eagle One card comes, you activate that, and then they deactivate your temporary card. So
good deal. Good deal. Sierra, hey. So I know that individuals have a whole lot of questions when it comes to these meal plans concerning residents as well as commuters. So there are options for both, right? So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have a variety of different meal plan options available for resident and commuter students. So for residents, we recommend the Commons Anytime Plan or the 3 per day meal plan. They are one of our most popular meal plans that we have. And then for commuters, we have the Flex 1075, which is another favorite that everybody loves. And then those will pretty much give a student 2 to 3 meals per day. But also we understand that students when you're looking at a screen, it's hard to figure out what type of meal plan you want. So feel free, you can message us, email us, or even call us, and we can definitely sit down and have that one-on-one conversation with you and figure out what is the best meal plan for your student.
Good deal. So when it comes to the dining commons, right? Like everybody loves, folks call the commons. I'm old school. I still call it DC1. So talk to us a little bit about like access to, the commons and what does that look like? Is it going to be fully operational? Can I still get my waffles? Like what's really going on with it?
Yeah, so at the moment, we are on track for it to be open 7 days a week. We will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We will have two options. So you are more than welcome to take an Aussie container and have a to-go option, or you can eat in the Commons as well. And it's still going to be a meal swipe to get in. We also have some amazing sneak peeks that are coming through on social media. So definitely check that out. We've got some surprising
Ooh.
coming this fall. I know some of our RAs that are already on campus got a little sneak peek already, so definitely
Nice.
check that out.
Good deal. So let's talk a little bit about that, right? Like normally, and if you're familiar with the Commons, it's a self-serve option. And so let's talk a little bit about that as far as safety is concerned and what's going to be the protocol even concerning that.
Yeah, so it is going to be self-serve at the moment. Things, might change down the line. We are going to follow whatever EMU and Washtenaw Health Department, whatever their guidelines are going to be. We do have that ability, like I was saying, for that to-go option. So if your student isn't comfortable eating in the dining halls, which we understand, more than welcome to take that to-go option with you back to your dorm. And then what you can do is take your Aussie container, bring it downstairs, and get a token back and do it all over again.
Okay, cool. So, and then there'll also be, of course, hand sanitizer and gloves, at each station as you go
Yes.
about grabbing your food, correct?
Yes. Sorry, I think we're cutting it out a little bit. So, but yes, we will have hand sanitizer stations when you walk in and when you leave.
Did you hear
So,
me, Sierra?
and
Okay, cool.
yes,
Okay, sweet. So that is a good thing to know. Yeah.
yes.
Awesome. Good deal. So what's the difference between a meal swipe and flex? Because I know that's a little confusing for some people. So I know, like, for instance, the way that I always understood it was that meal swipe is for literally your meal, right? So you can swipe your card, you get like at least three or some odd or whatever. And then flex is kind of like me having money on my card or something. Can you explain exactly what the
Yeah.
difference between meal swipe and flex is for some folks?
Well, pretty close. So Flex is pretty much dining dollars, and that's going to be loaded on your student's campus card, and they're accepted at all dining locations on campus. And then a meal swipe is equivalent to one entry into the Commons or an $8 value at other locations on campus.
Okay, Becky, could you hear what I said concerning the meal swipe? So
Oh, you're muted again, Taquanda.
okay, let's try this again. We good? Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up if you hear me. All right. So I was asking about meal swipes. Like, is there a specific time that an individual has to use their meal swipe?
So it's a use it or lose it. So if your student has a 3 per day, you get 3 swipes per day. It doesn't carry on to the next day. So if your student has a 3 per day and they only use 2, that extra swipe doesn't get moved on to the next day. It is a use it or lose it deal with the swipes with your meal plan.
And is if an individual has like a fall meal plan, does it roll over into winter or is it just per semester?
So your meal swipes will not roll over, but your flex will to the next semester. It will not roll over to the next academic year, though.
Awesome. So can I change my plan at any time? Like if I notice that I'm eating a lot, I need a little bit more. Can I change my plan?
Yeah, so you can change your plan. So you have the first 2 weeks with your housing contract to change your plan, and then you would just contact housing. Becky can probably speak more on this. But if you do get a flex plan, that is a non-refundable and cannot be changed after purchase.
Cool. And when it
Yep.
comes to the plan, and we've been getting a whole lot of questions concerning the plan, right? Like, where can I use the plan? Where can I use Flex at? Can I use Flex at Chick-Fil-A? Do they take, a meal swipe at Chick-fil-A? Can I use it in the markets? So talk to us a little bit about the areas on campus they can use both the meal swipes as well as Flex.
Yeah, so let's start off with Chick-fil-A, which is everybody's favorite. So that is a flex only um, part on or location on campus. You can still use cash or card at that location. For your meal swipe, we do have meal plan friendly items at any of our markets, and you can definitely use your meal swipe at any of our other dining locations as well.
Cool. And then as far as just in general, like when does all these plans start? Do they start right when I move in? Do they start on the first day of camp, first day of school? And then also if I have dietary restrictions, like can you accommodate for me because I have vegan tendencies or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, no, I totally understand. So, for meal plans, so they will be activated on August 30th, and Flex will be activated on August 26th. We will have some dining locations open starting when move-in hits. So keep a lookout on our website for updated locations that will be open. For food allergies or special dietary restrictions, you can go on our website. We do have a tab with our registered dietitian, Paula, and she can definitely walk you through, have a little consultation with you, and get the best form of action for this upcoming semester.
I love it. So we make sure that you are taken care of all the way around EMU Eagles is that we want to make sure that you are eating right properly and that all of your dietary restrictions as well as allergies are taken into account. So make sure that you get with Paula and set up your meeting. Even to faculty and staff, I would suggest you guys take advantage of that as well because we're as the kids would say, we outside, right? We are outside. So I mean, I'm excited about this school year. I know that each and every one of you guys are excited. Again, if you have any additional questions, we do ask that you drop them in the comment box. We'll make sure that we get with you as soon as possible. Someone from dining as well as housing will drop in, as well as our EMU social team. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties if you're watching through Facebook or YouTube today for this live. We will be back and popping tomorrow as we're talking to a few other departments as we prepare for the reentry. And as I've been telling our team, we can go on ahead and cue, the theme song from Welcome Back, Connor, if that probably dates myself, but we can go ahead and play that theme song because we are literally outside and we are welcoming everybody back to campus. So again, thank you so much for watching this live. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Sierra, for being amazing sports in this thing and holding it down when my power went out. I appreciate both of you guys so much. And again, if you're watching, go on ahead and hit the comment box with any questions that you may have. One of our teams will be glad to answer those. Again, thank you for Kicking it right back here with us. And welcome back, EMU Safe Edition. We're excited to be back on campus next week with Move It. And we will see you guys tomorrow at the same time, 12:30, as we continue our series. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.